Okay, so there's no normal way to segue into this, but when I was about 12 years old, I had some weird warts under my nails, and I needed to go to the dermatologist about them because there was, I don't know, just something weird happening with my nails. So I make an appointment at Lakeland Dermatology because I was born and raised in a small town called Lakeland, Florida. So I make my appointment, and I'm there because I've got these weird things under my fingernails that I need someone to tell me what to do about. So I'm there, and I'm sitting in the dermatologist. Like I said, I'm about 12 years old. My mom is there. And I'm there, and I'm sitting, and I'm very nervous, and I'm self-conscious because I've got these weird things under my nails. I failed to mention that I've also got horrible acne at this stage in my life. So the dermatologist walks in like a literal tornado and just says, she's looking at my chart, and she says, "Yes, Katelyn, I'm here for," and then she looks at my face and goes, "Oh, you've got terrible acne." And I say, "Yeah, I do, but I've also got these warts under my fingernails. Can we talk about them, please?" And she says, "No, absolutely not. We're gonna deal with those on another day. This acne on your face, let's tend to that first, So at that point, I begin the very long, tumultuous plot of dealing with the horrible acne that I had on my face during my tween and teen and college and current years. So she prescribed something called Tazorac, and then there was something called Perlermisac, and then there was Accutane, and let's circle up on Accutane. Because if you haven't heard of Accutane yet, it's this weird little drug that comes on a thing that has a pregnant lady crossed through. It's a cartoon of a pregnant lady, and she has an X through it. Because if you've been on Accutane, you know that you absolutely can't get pregnant while you're on it. So at this point, I'm about 13 or 14 when my dermatologist, whose name I failed to mention, is Julia Fernandez. I have literally no idea what her nationality is, but I know her accent is something between Spanish, Scandinavian, and Russian. So Julia, when she prescribes Accutane to me, is one of my most vivid memories as a 13-year-old. And I don't know if we can call that tween, but I'm going to call it tween for today. So Julia comes into the dermatologist's office with me once Tazorac and Perlermisac haven't quite taken yet. And she is looking at her chart and says, "Katelyn, I'm so sorry, but Tazorac and Perlermisac have not taken. We must try Accutane." And I say, "Great, whatever. Just get this pizza off of my face so that I can go to high school and not be just traumatized throughout it." And she says, "Well, I'd love to prescribe you Accutane. I need to know right now if you're sexually active." Now, at this point in my life, I guarantee I haven't been to the gynecologist. I'm 14 years old, so sexually active is something that I'm definitely aware of as a phrase, but I've haven't had the talk yet because my parents just kind of always grew up telling me about sex without quite telling me about sex. So I hear sexually active and I'm like, God, no, I'm definitely not doing that. Whatever that is, I'm definitely not doing. And Julia, with her vast knowledge of teenagers, knows that I'm full of shit because most 14-year-olds, for some reason in Lakeland, Florida, are very, very sexually active, but I promise I wasn't. I promise I said I wasn't. So Julia says, "Well, Katelyn, of course you are sexually active, and we're gonna need to get you on birth control." And I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm really not. I'm not having sex, I promise." And she's just sighs, this big grown-up sigh that sometimes grown-ups give to teenagers when they know that they're lying to them. And I can't stress enough, I really wasn't having sex at the time because, like I've already mentioned, I've got these warts under my fingernails, and my God, my skin is full of acne. I am not having any sex at 14 years old, even in Polk County. So she says to me, "Katie, while I know you want to believe that you're not sexually active, surely you have a male friend." Well, yeah, I've got lots of guy friends because if you looked at me lately, I'm obviously a tomboy. So I've got guy friends like crazy. They're all I seem to make, but definitely no boyfriends here that are anywhere near having sex with me anytime soon, because like I've said, I've got these warts under my fingers, if we could just talk about them for a second. Julia says, Katie, I know that while you're not willing to believe this, one of the boys that you are friends with, they are trying to have sex with you. And if I were to prescribe Accutane to you, once you become sexually active with these boys who are trying, of course, to have sex with you, you will have pregnant and your baby will be shaped like football. Julia, I say, not only am I not sexually active, no one's willing to be sexually active with me anytime soon, and I'm definitely not super worried about my baby being shaped like a football, because just a quick reminder, I've got warts under my fingers and nobody wants to make a baby with me. Julia, however, is convinced that all of my male friends are trying to have sex with me, no matter how many times I try to tell her, Julia, can we please take care of these warts under my fingers, because they're the reason why nobody will. Julia, in her vast knowledge, decides that I'm full of lies and that I can't be trusted, and that surely all of my guy friends have ulterior motives, because, hey, that's what Tweendom is all about, am I right? So she says, Katelyn. She started calling me Katelyn at a certain point. I think it was to make me feel more adult. I'm not sure. So she says, Katelyn, while I'm willing to prescribe you Accutane, we're going to need to get you on birth control. Julia, I say, I'd really prefer not to be on Accutane, because, just one more reminder, I'm not sexually active. I won't be anytime soon, and I just am not worried about the football-shaped baby that I'm bound to not happen. She goes ahead and makes an appointment with a gynecologist that up until that point I didn't have, and gets me on birth control so I can take Accutane. Julia is a fireball of a human being, and though not sexually active, though not near sexually active at the time, though with no boyfriend, no close friend that's a male that I was worried about impregnating me with, I went on birth control at 14 years old. I had monthly meetings with my now gynecologist, who constantly lectured me on the reasoning for abstinence, though every single time I would say, for the love of God, I'm abstinent. Have you seen these warts on my fingers? So I went on Accutane, and I don't know, guys, it's about 12 years later and I still have acne. I'm still on birth control. I've still got these warts under my fingers. And I blame Julia Fernandez for, I don't know, 96% of my problems. Thank you.